Well, I'm standing under Aronia melanocarpa. This is a Aronia berry bush. This is about as big as they get now, and it's now the first week of October. This is a fruit that's native to North America, and yet it was in Poland and Eastern Europe where it was developed as a commercial fruit. What's unique about this fruit is it's really quite extraordinary in its antioxidant content, which is the highest of any fruit native to North America. When you consider that blueberries and cranberries are native to North America, that's really an extraordinary statement. It's a very nutritious powerhouse, superfruit, and it's got anthocyanin and polyphenol levels that are just off the charts high, and also very high in minerals, flavonoids, vitamins. So it's an extraordinary fruit. Why isn't it more widely known? And it's very easy to grow. It's extremely productive. It's self-fruitful, and this is what it is capable of fruiting. This is enormous quantities of black berries that are very tart. Initially, when they are first ripe, they are just extremely astringent. When they first turn black, and you think, I'll try this, and it's a very mouth-puckering experience, which is why the alternate name for this fruit is chokeberry. But if you let the fruit hang on, now this was ripe a month ago, but now it is the first week of October, and the fruit has lost its astringency. It's no longer this mouth-puckering experience when you bite into them, and they've gotten good, and they even get better. Exposing them, letting them hang on longer, they lose their astringency. They're a very persistent fruit. This fruit can hang on the bush for months, and long after the elderberries right around here, the grapes, the blackberries, the blueberries have been stripped by thousands of birds that visit our farm this time of the year on a daily basis. This persists, and it's the fruit is also very high in pectins, and the fruit is such a dark fruit that it's traditionally been used a lot in coloring other juices, for example, in adulterating wine, often surreptitiously to give it more color, and yet, if you sweeten the fruit, it's not a naturally very sweet fruit. Neither are cranberries. If you sweeten the fruit, the cranberry industry was totally changed by the introduction of sweetness to craisins, which are, it's not a naturally sweet fruit, but when you add sugar, then it becomes much more palatable. In this case, you could certainly do the same, but also we found that adding the fruit to a dairy product, the proteins bond with the tannins in the fruits, and that's another way that they can lose their astringency. Another way is to just let them hang on until after a freeze. We haven't experienced any freezes here, but freezing the fruit also makes it lose its astringency. So, but if you were to make this into juice, for example, and sweeten it, you could pass it off as Concord grape juice. So there's a lot of potential for this fruit, and it's starting to be developed as a commercial fruit. It's very easy to grow organically, not a lot of pest problems. Technically, it's not a berry, but a plum, so it's actually related to cherries and apples, that sort of thing. And it's really an underappreciated fruit. And another thing about the fruit that we like a lot, and I've even seen it planted along the interstate as a landscape plant, because it's not obvious now, but in the next few weeks, the leaves will start turning color like this, and it'll be a brilliant crimson and shades of reds and purple in the foliage. So Aronia melanocarpa, Aronia berry, a wonderful underappreciated fruit.